ladies and gentlemen, Hazbin Hotel, the first 6 episodes are out, and unlike every critic and Twitter idiot, I think it's actually fire. The next episode, episode 7's title was leaked, and it's gonna be about Rosie of the Cannibal Colony. So I saw this video on my feed by Cartoon Universe talking about the most evil overlord, Rosie. And dog, we met Zestial. We saw people cowering in front of him, okay? We saw freaking Alastor, okay? Bro brings out fucking tentacle demons and monsters, okay? So, I'm just saying, if Rosie's the most evil overlord, then, oh my god, are we in for a glorious treat. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Cartoon Universe, for making this video, because I have a lot I want to learn about this Rosie person. I'm ready, baby. I am so ready. All right, let's do it. Let's learn a little bit about some Hazbin lore.
Today, I want to talk about the Overlord Rosie, who hasn't had much to say as of yet and
not much to say, she just stands there.
Hazbin Hotel, but who
she just nods politely at people. How could she possibly be scary? Come on.
has already had quite a history thanks to behind-the-scenes information.
Yo! This is what I'm here for, baby. This is what I'm here for. Give me that lore.
Such as in the live streams, and who appears to be the primary focus of episode 7.
Yeah, I told you, episode 7's title was leaked. Hello, Rosie. It's gonna be crazy, which leaves episode 8 to just... Dude, episode 8 is gonna be fucking crazy. How on earth is episode 8 gonna cram in some sort of season finale here?
Of the series, which is titled Hello Rosie. Today, we're gonna discuss everything we know about her and her business as an overlord, as well as explain why she is perhaps the most evil overlord of them all.
Listen, I'm just saying, cannibalism is not cool. However, it is cooler than murder. I'm just saying, if you could stick me in a room with a murderer, a rapist, and a cannibal, I would become a best friend with the cannibal. I'm just saying. I am just saying, cannibals get a short end of the stick. Hot Nux take, I might get canceled for it, but cannibals get a really short end of the stick here. I'm just saying.
Hit that subscribe button. I promise it won't report you for violence, and if you can't get it...
Definitely check out Cartoon Universe. I have never actually watched their videos before, but I've seen them in my feed a bunch, and people seem to like him, and I got a lot of requests to react to this dude, so definitely check him out.
Enough Hazbin Hotel theories like this one. Check out this playlist I made for all of our Season 1 theories so far. Link in the pinned comment down below. Now, Rosie is a mysterious character.
Like Rosie O'Donnell, bro. Dude, you have to see this clip. There's this leaked clip about a character talking about Rosie, and I think you should definitely see this. This is actually crazy. Like, when you see this, you're gonna lose your shit. Because a lot of people don't actually know this about Rosie. Here, let me show you.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
What the frick does that mean? No!
For the record, it was well beyond Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes.
They actually took him seriously. What a goober. I love it. That's a good answer, dude. One more time. Oh, yeah.
Fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie.
Only Rosie. That's what he said. He was talking about the, Rosie, the known overlord, 4chan the president.
Yet she is one of the first characters actually introduced in the show. Well, not a main character like Charlie.
She was one of the first characters. Oh yeah, because she was like in the background in the pilot. Okay.
Or the others at the hotel. Rosie appeared early on during the opening montage in the pilot, showcasing...
Yeah, but that doesn't count. Come on. Oh, Frank and Rosie, and she's crossing off Frank. What happened to Frank?
The aftermath of the annual extermination. In this shot, she can be seen crossing out the name of Franklin, presumably a fellow overlord who had perished in the extermination the night before.
And she is smiling very viciously. Or he became food. Or she was just like, all right, no one will think anything weird if Franklin disappears now. Am I right, guys?
Though Rosie's wicked smile implies she may have just used the extermination as an excuse to...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
...kill Franklin.
She definitely ate Franklin. She's like, oh, an extermination. Sounds like lunchtime. Lunchtime, motherfucker.
...herself, perhaps making Rosie the sole owner of not just this emporium, but their larger overlord business that they perhaps shared. A shocking thing that people don't seem to know is that Rosie is a cannibal and an important part of the Cannibal Colony.
Why do people say that like it's a bad thing? Okay, alright. I'm just saying, but why are people out here saying it's such a bad thing, okay? I'm saying, like, chat down here, she can eat me. All right, Chad, you're not allowed to be this down horrendous, bro. Next Verbally spending 50K on getting literally eaten by Rosie, coming soon.
Though the word cannibal may have a different definition in Hell, as we will later explore. The Cannibal Colony was something alluded to in the early live streams for Hazbin Hotel, with it being eventually featured more prominently in the show proper, where we can see random demons snacking on a dead corpse in the street.
As opposed to live corpses, which are much harder to snack upon. Look, I'm just saying, cannibals, not so bad. Like, if they're already dead and you didn't actually kill them, like, you're just saving resources, okay? You are making more food. I'm just saying. Like, ethically speaking, it's not so bad. Like, you cannot give me ethical reasonings as to why cannibalism is wrong, okay? You won't. You will never win that debate.
The biggest look we got into the...
I'm gonna look like a fucking vortard on Twitter after this, but listen, he's a Overlord. Oh, God.
Cannibal Colony.
Overlord! Okay, that's a terrible pun. Chat, stop!
However, was from the Hazbin Hotel prequel comics that came before the show and after the pilot. These were official comics put together under vivziepop's guidance to help explore the world a bit more, as she was still shopping the series around to various networks and studios. Only 2 comics were produced and were available for a while on the Hazbin Hotel website, but since they were redesigned for the official release, the comics were removed entirely and have not been mentioned since.
Alright.
With that in mind...
So, I mean, maybe they're not full canon, but they are probably at least partially real. Just like how the pilot isn't necessarily canon. The things that happen in the pilot are things that make sense based on our understanding of the show, right? I think that's a good perspective.
They are not canon, but they were written and drawn around what was canon not too long before Hazbin started development as a TV series, and can still be used to kind of reaffirm what's been implied within the show.
Yeah, I like the concept that, in general, when it comes to canon and not canon and my perspective of it, it's important to know what is canon in a show and what isn't, because if something contradicts something in the non-canon, you're not going to be surprised, okay? However, you can take things that are not canon, however meant to be canon adjacent, as gospel or fact, until proven otherwise. That's why I really like, That's my take on canon and canon adjacent things. A lot of people get very, very up in the weeds and the nitty gritty about what is canon and what isn't, when in reality, they should be in the weeds of dropping a like and subscribe to me, because my content is just, I'm a lazy bones. I don't mean to say the L slur, but...
The Cannibal Colony is featured in the comic focus...
Whoa! What does Alastor have to do with the What does Alastor have to do with the Cannibal Colony? Interesting,
Just on a day in the life of Alastor, where he ventures through Pentagram City, and we learn a bit more about him and about the city as well. Right. While walking through town, we see a few women who look to...
Good morning, ladies. And they're just sitting there eating people. Good morning, ladies!
...be the same type of demon as Rosie. But Alastor makes it clear that Rosie is not among them when he asks them to give Rosie his regards.
Oh my god, so Alastor and Rosie... Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean they're friends. Alastor just acts the cool guy the whole time.
In the streams around the production of this comic, it was explained that Rosie and Alastor are close friends, which...
Wait a second! In episode 3 of Hazbin Hotel, we saw him eating a deer. And he kind of is a deer demon. So is he kind of cannibalish as well? No!
Which this comic does seem to confirm, and Alastor is clearly seen as a catch in this community in particular. Alastor was known to be a serial killer in his life on Earth, with strong implications that, like in Hell, he enjoys the act of cannibalism. In this comic, Alastor walks into a new butcher shop that specializes in some sort of demon meat, claiming he likes to sample every shop that pops up.
Do you have any fresh venison? I do love a nice top sirloin, but I am partial to venison myself. Reminds me of simpler times. God damn, what a cool character.
But he ends up
fucking scary. He's so fucked up, bro. Oh my god. Dude, look at this guy. He is horrifying.
Just eating the butcher himself when he decides that this butcher is unfairly targeting a more innocent-looking demon who had entered the shop. Now, exactly how Rosie fits into the Cannibal Colony is a bit mysterious, with us not knowing exactly what she is an overlord of. While an overlord's power ultimately seems to come from the number of souls that they've gained through deals, each overlord reflects a particular industry that seems to be the basis of how those deals are made.
Yeah, you know, TV, radio, all that shit. I like that the concept of gaining power in hell is based on absorbing other souls. The reason why I'm such a fan of this concept is because it means all souls are kind of equal, right? And it's based on your conniving or your personal work and effort that can really make you an overlord. I like that concept. I think it's good, but
Rosie, with her emporium in the Cannibal Colony, I theorize to be an overlord specifically of vintage furnishings and dressings. The Cannibal Colony has demons that don't just look like Rosie in terms of their bodies, but
their dress code. Interesting. She is an overlord because she is the top of the artsy-fartsy world.
But their outfits as well, with them all having classic early 1900s style clothing. From the early live streams, this is a district in Pentagram City that loves both cannibalism and that particular period of vintage American style. And thus, if you were caught in the—
Listen, our business is style. Our hobby is cannibalism. So based. Everyone needs a hobby. This is what I've always been saying, Chad. Everyone needs a hobby.
Without adhering to the style, you are devoured by others, something seen in the comic and in the show now as well. The connection between this style and cannibalism is very unclear, but—
Well, obviously it's about, it's a metaphor for how people who have style and care about the ongoings of the nobility and the upper class, they look down upon the meager peasants, the peasants and serfs below them, the pure and pathetic, weaker creatures. I would go as far as to say that the rich eat the poor, if I were to take it into serious terms. It is a metaphor for how society devours the lower class. It's not based, okay? I'm not saying it's based to eat the lower class, but it's like literally speaking, I mean, but as far as not based things, it's not the least based.
It is one that Alastor loves and likely arose around the time that he manifested in Hell, as it reflects his time period from Earth.
Okay.
With that in mind, I imagine there is an entire market for people with interest in that particular style of American furniture and dress, with it also being its own market among many different styles from across thousands—
Good morning, ladies! Dude, I can hear him saying it. It's crazy.
—of years.
They're just casually eating a corpse and he's just, oh, good morning, ladies. How's everyone? Y'all doing all right? That's nice. I'm happy. Things are going well. That's fantastic.
Of different cultures that must exist in Hell at this point. In addition to them eating people on the streets who do not conform to this style—
Haha! I named it Hazbin Hotel. Haha! It's a stupid name. Haha! Fuck you.
There are those shops that also just sell the meat itself. Now, Rosie's primary shop from the pilot is an emporium, which is generally a more large-scale store with a variety of different items in different little sub-shops, though it has been used to refer to large-scale food providers, and thus could be a business that sells demonic meats as well, though if that was what they were going for—
He's so scary. Alastor's so fucking scary, dude.
I doubt they would have—
She's waving someone else's arm at him. Well, that's just based. Why wave your own arm? If you could just wave someone else's.
Use the word emporium in particular. With that in mind, I mostly like the theory I've seen floating around that Rosie's overlord status is simply that she owns a lot of markets, places that other businesses need to make rent
She's gonna eat the little egg boys, no!
to, or make demon deals to secure a spot in so that their own business can be successful. Regardless of what her source of power is, it is clear—
We'll definitely see it in the next episode. We'll see it in episode 7 for sure.
that Rosie is an important part of this cannibal colony, and that cannibalism is an important part of life for her.
As it should be for everyone. If cannibalism isn't important to you, and you have no stances, you're weak-willed, and you have no opinions, I'm disappointed. I am disappointed to even be called your friend. You should be very passionate about cannibalism. For or against, I leave that to you. But passions should be had.
In the trailer, we can see what looks like Rosie and a horde of other—
True, dude, Rosie, what is Rosie's deal here? She must be crazy important. She's getting a whole episode? Dude, even Lucifer barely got an episode.
Demons from the Cannibal Colony in front of the hotel.
And even though he got an episode, the episode wasn't even named after him. Oh my god.
That I imagine will take place in episode 7, with Rosie bringing all of them in to help support the hotel. Alastor and Rosie are said to be close, so she could do this simply as a
They're right, they do sit next
support
to each
the
other,
hotel.
right?
Alastor and Rosie—
Right, look at them, they're chilling, they're vibing, dude. This is vibing. Look, I'm just saying, they're probably fucking. They probably fucking. I'm just saying.
Rosie are said to be close, so she could do this simply as a favor for Alastor, but more than likely she has her own motivation, and that's part of what makes her one of the darkest overlords. In Hell,
her motivation. Yummy!
Cannibalism is something that doesn't lead to the permanent death of an earthborn sinner. After dying on Earth, sinners like Angel, Husk, and the majority of the demons in the Pride Ring are immortal while in Hell.
Alright. That's based, I guess. Hell has its upsides, I guess.
This is different from the native species like imps and hellhounds who exist in Hazbin Hotel but get more focus in the spin-off series Hell of a Boss.
Yeah, I actually did want to talk about this for a while. The idea that Hazbin Hotel is focusing on sinners and Hell of a Boss is focusing on just like the society of Hell for Hellspawn specifically, I think it's just such a great way to have two sister series in the same setting that do have some overlap, but not that much in regards to their overarching fears and problems. Like, they have much different issues. I think that's just peak world building to have two series like this going side by side.
Who are born in Hell with limited lifespans and have no afterlife as far as anyone is aware. Because sinners are immortal, you can completely annihilate their hellish bodies and they will simply remanifest, a process that is said to be painful, but that will lead to the sinner coming back in their full form.
I'm just saying that makes cannibalism more based. I am just saying.
The other rings of Hell explored in Hell of a Boss seem relatively peaceful compared to Pentagram City and the Pride Ring, which is a place where sinners are constantly at battle with each other.
Oh, it's Nipple Tassel guy. This guy, I still want to see him come back.
Or even just themselves, with some doing things like lighting themselves on fire, as we have seen in the background of the show.
Based. If I could self-combust and just come back, I would do it. Just like to see what the hype is all about.
Therefore, sinners can be killed and eaten the way Alastor does.
Wait, so if sinners are immortal, then how is Alastor killing Overlords? Hold on. What? Wait a second. Huh? In episode 5, we got the epic lore drop that Alastor became the radio demon and this ultimate feared guy because he would murder Overlords and capture their screens on radio, and they would go missing and disappear. Could you absorb souls? Are you able to permakill by absorbing people's souls? As opposed to just killing them? Interesting. Maybe that's why he's truly so feared. He toppled them, not killed them? Well, I mean, he killed them and they went missing, and then he broadcasted their screams, which is incredibly gangster, and this dude does not have any bottom energy. He's like the ultimate peak alpha male. But this dude, this guy, it's Chainsaw Man logic. How does that make any sense? Dude, you know what's more gangster than being Andrew Tate? Yeah, it's killing people in dark alleys and broadcasting their screams to the world.
With the Butcher from the prequel comic, done seemingly without any angelic weapon so that the demon will be completely devoured by Alastor.
Oh my god, he's bringing it up right now! Okay, I should have let the man talk.
Without any angelic weapon so that the demon will be completely devoured by Alastor, but he should still return to his original form through remanifesting. Now, after the annual extermination, I imagine a lot of the corpses left behind make for good food for the Cannibal Colony.
This is why being a cannibalism is so based. It's based to be a cannibal because there's always free food. I'm just saying, has your money dried up and you can't afford a bagel? Well, welcome to Rosie's Cannibal Colony. Ethical consumption.
But they are just one meal since the sinners don't regenerate or remanifest if killed by an angelic weapon. Additionally, that flesh can't be nearly as fresh or well kept, which may not seem like an issue in Hell, but they seem to take joy in eating someone that was just alive or...
Honestly based, if I would be a cannibal, I would consistently try my best to eat people right after they... Pardon me, I'm just crunching on something right now.
...that they killed themselves, with the butcheries focused on providing a fresh experience without that. So at the end of the day, I think Rosie and her team are going to be supporting the hotel's efforts against the annual extermination, not because they believe in redemption, but because they believe in ending the extermination itself.
Yo! That's a good theory. Hold up. Wait a second. They joined the Hazbin Hotel because they want them to succeed, because they don't want angels to kill demons, because demons won't respawn after that, so they only get to eat them once! Bro, they are literally killing the food supply economy. The food economy is getting ruined by these angels and their angelic weapons, bro. Dude, all this talk about cannibalism is getting me so fucking hungry. God, he's tasty. I mean,
Not for their own safety, but for the safety of their food market. What Rosie wants here is an end to a war that is making it harder to maintain her own lifestyle, which involves eating those who are less fortunate and less powerful.
So I'm saying, eat the poor, baby. Nux eating finger food? Always, brother. Oh, yeah. Some finger food. Literal finger. God, dude. I guess he must have used his hands a lot, like, in his daily job before he became...
farming the existence of other people. However, people here is a bit of a weird term. Overlords are generally Earthborn sinners, people who lived a natural life on Earth, then came to Hell as an immortal after they died there.
What do you mean generally? There's another way to be an Overlord?
But in early live streams, Rosie was said to be a native to Hell.
What? That's crazy. That is such a crazy lore drop that they just casually did on a live stream that natives to Hell could become Overlords?
This was a claim made specifically by the artist of the Hazbin Hotel prequel comic, focusing on the
again, not canon, right?
Cannibal Colony, Fatis, and a lot of what they said in general live streams does match up with what was said through the comic itself. However, outside of the comic, a lot of Fatis' information was taken out of context, with some of it being fans asking them their headcanons on things, but it being presented as facts in the wikis, for instance.
That is so messy! Dude, I feel like that's the issue with, like, indie animations. Anyone that gets involved, they just say what they think and people take it as gospel because anyone could make it canon in people's minds. Yeah, that's really messy. Oh, man.
Despite that, Rosie looks a lot like the other demons in the Cannibal Colony, and while they all may manifest with similar enough looks...
Does she have eyes, though?
...because of their cannibalistic sins and...
Okay, whatever, I'm never gonna pause it.
...and love for early 1900s Americana, I think it may point to Rosie being a native of Hell and these being other members of her species. We know from Hell of a Boss that every ring of Hell seems to have at least one species that is native to it, that naturally evolved in Hell's history.
Dude, I actually really like the lore, dude. But it's so messy, you can't do lore drops on live streams, okay? That's yucky, that's ugly, that's poop.
With most rings being shown to have even more species of perhaps smaller sizes in the same rings. Pride is the one place we don't see a lot of that, however, with the closest we get to that being characters like the Goetia or the Von Eldridge family pictured in the background of the Hazbin Hotel pilot with...
Interesting. So this Von Eldridge Bro! Adam gave up this? Bro, Dickmaster, what is wrong with you? Oh my god, no way! Dickmaster.
Charlie's family.
L, man's huge L, Dickmaster. Dickmaster L. I'm just saying.
The Goetia and Von Eldridge are natives, but they are smaller classes of demons overall that live in the higher ranks of Hell Society, it seems. Rosie, I believe, may have been one of the many species in the Pride Ring like the Goetia or the Von Eldridge line, and perhaps even have been the primary species in the Pride Ring before sinners began to manifest there. Most food is shown to grow in the farmlands of Wrath these days, but early in Hell's history...
Dude, I love that there's like an actual lore to this shit. Where the food is grown, where the people are born, where the different types of people are, different levels of society. Like, Hell evolved over time, right? Like, things in Hell change, which is so ironic based on the fact that people are there purely on their pasts and not based on what they actually do to grow in Hell, right? The major theme in Hazbin Hotel is that everyone's judged for what they did, not who they become. And Hell has a society that keeps evolving. That's crazy.
These demons may have evolved to eat the flesh of other sentient creatures, preferring it, for whatever reason, to the flesh of demonic pigs, such as we see Moxie attacking on Millie's farm in Hell of a Boss. When sinners began to manifest in Hell, they would become a very convenient food source for those demons, who...
That is what I am saying. It is respawning food. It is solving the food shortage. Think of the economy, bro. You ever lose it, you just give them food. Dude, if I would respawn, it would be the ultimate infinite food hack. I'm just saying. I'd let them eat me. Like, I'm just saying. Like, first of all, they're in Hell, so like consent is a little iffy as it is. But, dude, I'd consent. You transfer a couple of schmeckles in my bank account, bro? Hell yeah, I'll respawn. Like, I don't care. Go for it. Some people in chat would probably even like it, you vor nutcases.
Who could eat a sinner and then have them re-manifest without consequence outside the pain and suffering.
Yeah, listen, I'm just saying, it's for the economy. It's literally for the economy. Cause Hell is forever, whether you like it or not. They had their chance to behave better, now they boil in the pot. Cause the rules are black and white, there's no use to try to fight it. They're burning for their lives until we eat them again. Rosie, probably, in episode 7. I'm just saying, if they want to remake that song was fire. If they want to reboot that song, except it's all just about eating them multiple times, that would be awesome. I'm just saying.
The sinner remanifesting...
Digimon rules. This is why Digimon make the best suppers. Not as cooks, I mean like as the food. Because you eat the Digimon and then it just respawns. Like, it's an infinite food hack, I'm just saying.
Led to no difference in the amount of food available, and since the sinners went on to survive, their family wouldn't have any reason to retaliate against them the way a dead native demon might if they were eaten.
Exactly. So are you really even doing anything wrong? Yo, we're getting a cannibalism song in the next episode for real, for real.
I say it less likely because I imagine at too large a scale, these demons likely would get sinners teaming up to come and fight them still, meaning they would have to be a bit more stealthy and a bit more like a vampire in the way that they think about this. They would
cringe take. I'm sure that they don't mind. Dude, no demon that's gonna get respawned minds getting vored every once in a while. Like, come on, bro. We all wanted to try it. They could finally live the dream. Is probably what Chad is thinking, you fucking sickos.
Create their own colony within larger existing sinner populations, where sinners could more easily be picked off if they cross through, with a culture developing around maintaining the style of the area in order to fit in. Sinners who also happen to be cannibals would be drawn into this place, and perhaps even treated well for many visits before eventually being targeted and eaten by others. Following this, the sinners would regenerate, but having been a cannibal themselves, wouldn't have a lot of reason to retaliate, and...
Exactly! That's what I'm saying. It's a give and take. It's a give and take. You eat them, they eat you. Apparently respawning is brutally painful. Dude, pain is hilarious!
Being an outcast among sinners who aren't cannibals wouldn't have much support for retaliation either. What Rosie and her species would need for this to work, however, is as big a sinner population as possible. Enough sinners that there is an excess that the system just doesn't care about that can be endlessly killed and regenerated.
That's the theory. So he's basically coming to that conclusion, the same conclusion that I did, sort of, that he has a really great... Rosie wants to end the exterminations because then the food shortage ends. Because then you can keep eating them. Oh my god. Classic Bill reference on God. Thank you. Ooh, pain!
The annual extermination is ruining that. They kill off large parts of the sinner population, and they would mostly target demons that are out in the open, people who don't have as much financial security or even a home, no job to return to, and no place to be wanted or needed. These are the sinners...
It's true. The best part about overpopulation is the amount of extra food you can get. I'm just saying.
That would be picked off first in each extermination, the ones that the cannibals would have the easiest time harvesting for their butcher shops if not killed in that time. If true, this would make Rosie and her species the ultimate evil within hell in my...
What? How do you come to that conclusion? One second.
time. If true, this would make Rosie and her species the ultimate evil within hell in my opinion.
Why?
A group of demons who were never human, who may not even be immortal, but whose existence relies on the farming of sinners.
I literally see nothing wrong with any of this. Or as Rosie calls them, livestock-based Rosie. I'm just saying. Rosie can eat me if she wants.
Them being willing to interfere with their society on a large scale in order to help ensure that there are people falling out of the system that they can easily target.
I completely disagree with that final take. I'm just saying, this anti-cannibalism propaganda ends right here, guys. It ends right here. Listen, cannibalism is not good, alright? I'm not gonna lie and tell you that cannibalism is great. However, this is hell, okay? These guys are rapists and murderers. These guys are pedophiles, okay? These are the worst of the worst, okay? Like, honestly, I'm just saying. And you're gonna draw the line at cannibals? Oh, cringe, dude. Honestly, I think that justice is letting cannibals eat pedophiles. Bro, this is the new meta. This is the new meta. If we employ the cannibals, and we only let legally, I'm saying we need to get this fucking in legislation, all right? Legally allow cannibals to eat pedophiles. Bro, they wouldn't want to eat them? Well, that's too bad on them, because that's the only way they're getting it. I'm just saying. W take, society is saved, you're welcome. I'll be debating Ben Shapiro and Destiny on this next week.
But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and theories on Rosie in the comments down below. And don't forget to check out all of our Hazbin Hotel theories in the playlist.
That was a good video. I really liked that. I did not know about most of that lore. And even the stuff about, like, you know, the harvesting and all the different cool ways that different demons live in society and shit like that. I know I've watched the show, and when I watch shows, I focus on themes almost exclusively. So when it comes to lore, it's always so nice to have someone else go through the weeds to put together a much more cohesive story. So, Cartoon Universe did a great job on this video. Definitely check them out. I like this. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.